Good morning, guys. What is up? Yes, sir. Let's get it. Let's have a look at news. Hope we're all well. And yeah, so today is Tuesday. Bit of USD news later. Not really gonna impact the session. It's a bit later in the session. We have someone speaking later on. Don't really think too much of that. Yeah, we look pretty good today on the news side of things. So that is looking good. As for the charts are definitely interesting. We need to have a markup here. So first thing we need to do is have a look at the daily time frame. How's yesterday daily close? And nice daily closure here above this resistance, right? Closed above the resistance, now breaking the wick. So I expect if we're breaking the high, we should, looking at a daily time frame, be able to get the wick fill. But when we go down to the 4-hour time frame, this zone starts to become more prevalent, and we start to find out more information above this zone, and it's a little bit more difficult than it looks on the daily. But based on this daily time frame, this looks nice to continue up here bullish, right? We have 4-hour candle closing bullish here, but we are in this resistance zone here. So this is a new resistance that has formed overnight, like this, right? So we're going to mark that at 4-hour resistance, 4R for 4-hour resistance, so we know what that is. And yeah, this is the zone we're trading in. This daily support, how is that managing now? Do I still need it? I'll have a look in a minute. Yeah, I'll still keep it. So 1-hour time frame, we are at resistance on the 1-hour time frame. We have another resistance up here, and we're kind of trading into resistance here. So buying here is going to be, right now where we are, is not going to be the best idea, buying right where we are. But buying makes sense. So if that makes sense to you, buying makes sense today, and that's what I'm going to be looking for, is for buys. But buying at this resistance is of course not going to be a good idea. Buying at resistance, it never usually is. So we either need to get above resistance, or we need to pull back and trade back up to this resistance here. So let's have a look what we have on 15-minute. It's like a 3-pip range, 8-pip range, 13-pip, 19-pip. Above this, above 165 is where it starts to get clean, and then you have a 18-pip range. But we have this mess here. I'm just trying to think. If we trust this structure to hold, we can expect it to fill these zones here, even though we don't have an LTA. But it could be an issue, and that's what I'm worried about here, is if we start rejecting. But we've already tested it with this wick, so essentially this wick becomes a target if we close above, and if we break the wick, yeah, we can look at 165 as a target here. So yeah, let's populate and see what ends up happening here. I'm definitely bullish bias today, looking for buys, and yeah, probably buys would be above this zone here, expecting it just to continue. Only problem is we're at this 4-hour resistance, so 4-hour high is here, which is going to be this high here. Yeah, I prefer to see the 4-hour high broken. So yeah, let's see how this populates. But yeah, buys above 164.863 probably start to make sense here, and something I'm going to populate going into the next few candles here. So let's have a look at gold. Oops, look at that daily candle. Nice daily candle here at gold, but still rejecting this weekly resistance. So yeah, we could expect it to fill the top of the range here, probably test one more time, but since we're at this weekly resistance, makes it tough. If you look at the 4-hour time frame, exactly rejecting that weekly resistance, and now we're kind of breaking down. So there's an opportunity for counter trend sells here. This is a pretty strong move up, but again, we're ranging. So if we start to reject here, I'd like to see some sort of change of structure on the, yeah. So if we start getting below this kind of support at 1975, you can probably find yourself selling gold for the rest of the day. But otherwise, if we just hold support within here, be very careful not to get rejection, and we start changing direction from here, and a lot of people will get caught out. So I prefer selling below this support. The range from here to this support is not that much, 22 pips on gold. By the time it closes below, you're only trading a very small range here. So I prefer to wait till we get below there. Probably makes more sense for sells. Break of this candle probably made sense for sells here, but now it's too late to get in, to test these lows and potentially continue. Now you kind of have to wait for more information. But yeah, if we don't, you know, I mean, if we start breaking away from here and we kind of close 1 hour candle bullish above this resistance, and similar to yesterday, we start closing bullish above here and create support, you could start to see some buys to retest here before maybe continuing down. So that would be more of like a counter trend option, but definitely could be an option, right? And that's basically what you have to wait for if you're looking on gold, to get below that support essentially for sells. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. That's the analysis. It's pretty simple. And yeah, now we have to wait. And then if the setups present themselves, we take them. Pretty simple. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions with that. If you enjoyed the analysis, leave a like. As always, yeah, let me know. Let me know if you have any questions. Anything you want me to cover, anything you want me to look at. And yeah. One thing I'm populating, how impulsive do I want to be? Like if this just starts breaking the high here, after this nice support we've created, AU broke the range. We'll have a look at AU. 25 pips. Let's have a look at AU first. Just looking at GJ at the moment. Yeah, this is an interesting candle here. I probably want to close above here, would be a lot better. Alright, let's have a look at AU quickly. Where is AU? Yeah, AU broke the range. Pretty nice break of the range finally. 4 hours now trending bullish. We're at this resistance, which is the daily flip. Yeah, you just need AU to create some sort of support here, and you can expect this to continue up. That's a nice daily close. I expect any supports here to continue price up, but yeah, it's not showing that it's ready yet. You probably even want this to pull back deeper before finding supports to continue back up. If this just starts pushing from now, if you can close above this range here, yeah, anything closing above, you know, the range here, you can take continuation trades towards the upside and look to continue this move. Looking at the NASDAQ, yeah, we can have a look at NASDAQ. That's in my other list. Let me bring out my other list. NASDAQ, let's see what we're doing on the monthly time frame. Monthly time frame, that's a nice monthly close on NASDAQ here. Weekly time frame as well. Yeah, I'm bullish on NASDAQ. Daily time frame though, let's see, the 4 hours should have created support. Yeah, we're kind of ranging in this 4 hour support zone. Personally, I would like to buy NASDAQ, but at the moment it's not ready to buy. Probably if you can get a pullback down here and find some sort of support, then you can look to trade NASDAQ back to the highs, or anything closing. If you're going to trade like the lower time frames here, let me just remove these drawings. If you're going to trade the lower time frame, I mean, you could try counter trend sell below this low, but I don't really want to counter trend sell, and I don't like particular counter trend selling. But if it does respect this low and start to create support, you could trade up to this high or trade closures above this high towards the upside, you know. That's what I expect on NASDAQ. Hope that makes sense for you on NASDAQ. How to navigate that. I'll probably wait for New York. New York is better for NASDAQ normally. And yeah. Nice, nice. Glad it did. I'm here now. Can I get the plan? Then I can leave. We just discussed the plan. You're here late. If you're here late, then what are you gonna do? You have to show up earlier. Looking for buys on GJ. That's what I'm looking for. Buys on GJ potentially above 860. GU, yeah, we can have a look at GU. Yeah, we're at this daily resistance zone, quite tough zone here, not easy. 4 hours at resistance, not easy at all. This is like a really tough zone for GU. I mean, you could technically try to counter trend, but I rather you see kind of this 4 hour at least close bearish, or at least this, you know, it was still bullish, but we're at all resistances, so it makes it really tough now. If you're gonna counter trend, you probably want to sell below here, let this get below form target, then counter trend. Selling from here to here is risky. Not really a big enough range as well. No, GU is in a very tough spot now. GU is very difficult, and yeah. It's like GJ right now is at 4 hour resistance. That's why we want to close above the 4 hour resistance. Okay. Plan, I'll get rewind before she repeats at the end so I can win. Thank you for me helping. No problem. Horizontal line is cleaner, man. Trust me. Horizontal ray is not cleaner. Is this a horizontal ray? Yeah, this. I don't like putting something like this. I like to see it fully behind, you know, like the next level as well. This is much nicer. I prefer the line. Line is cleaner. Yeah, raise to point out TP zones is fine, or like a 15-minute resistance or something. I don't mind using that. Damn, what's your typing speed? That's not fast typing speed. I'm really slow at typing. Nah, man, my typing's super slow. My typing is slow. It's not that fast. It's probably because you can hear the mechanical keyboard, so it sounds faster. You need to be quick. You need to be quick, you know? Good morning. Would you please see EU analysis? Yep, I can do that. See, he asked very nicely. Some people don't ask like that. Let's have a look at daily. Daily is stuck at this resistance. 4-hour is closing bearish from this resistance. So there's an option for counter trend selling today. I think your best sells will come. Yeah, you have to wait. It's tough because we're at the bottom of the range. Best sells came from probably somewhere below here. At this point, you need to wait for this to get below, show some sort of resistance below here, and then you can move towards the downside. Because we're still overall bullish, so you can even argue buys above here. So if we start breaking above here, you can look to take buys to try break through this zone or test it at least, because we kind of have this mixed bias at the moment on EU, you know. Can you please put the plan so I can leave the stream quick? I'm not putting the numbers of where I'm taking buys and sells. You have to concentrate. One minute you're enjoying my typing speed, you're chatting in the chat. Now you want to take the plan and leave the stream. Yeah, this guy just wants signals. I can't find Apple or AMD stock. Okay. It's not my problem, is it? If you can't find it, then that's something you have to solve. Dude, you can just leave, man. We don't need you. What type of stocks am I trading? Well, that's worrying because if you need the plan and you don't know what I'm trading, I don't know what you're going to use the plan for. Are you going to take the plan and use it for something else? Like what? You're going to take the plan I wrote for GJ and trade NASDAQ with it? Today I'm not trading in London. The markets look choppy to me. I like that, man. That's discipline. Come to the markets. Nothing really makes sense to you. Don't want to touch it. I agree with that. I like that. It's not the easiest. We're at resistance. Daily looks the only time frame that looks good, but when you go down to the 4-hour, it's like, okay, 4 hours at resistance, 1 hour is at resistance, 30 minutes at resistance, 15 minutes at resistance. Like, there's no buying opportunity now. We need to wait. And once we wait, then, you know, there is potential today, but maybe for your level that you're at now, it doesn't make sense. And really, if I was beginning at trading, today would be a day I would force a trade and probably lose because I wouldn't know how to manage markets in a position like this. But for me, it's very, very simple. I'm just going to take buys above the resistance or wait for support to form to take buys. Can't speak. GJ looks EU today, leaving it alone today. Too much waiting. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you guys. I can agree with you guys for sure. US 30, yeah, we can look at US 30. Daily, how did yesterday close? Yeah, that's a nice closure on the daily. That's a huge daily candle. If you didn't take buys yesterday, you need to question why. Oh no, that's a 2-day. Yeah, that's still a decent daily candle close. The only problem I have now in US 30 is we're at this resistance right here. But we haven't really tapped it yet. But this is like a huge rejection zone here. Like right into this zone here, you know? So the 4 hours struggling. If you get a 4-hour candle closing bullish here, you can take buys to continue this move. We're kind of flagging out at the moment. So what I expect to happen is like, don't just take a candle that breaks out like this. Wait for it to push out, see some sort of pullback on like the 15 or 5 even, and then try take it. Don't take the first breakout. The first breakout normally fails, right? Or you're going to wait for price to pull back, create some sort of support here, and then take buys or wherever it creates support. But don't be selling it just yet. Not good idea to sell it. It's bullish. Bro, this guy, man. This guy, I don't... Maybe decent buys above 164.95. Yeah, I think, yeah, above 164.95. But even if we can just get like a 30-minute close above this 4-hour resistance, but show that we respect it, we can target that wick at 9.5. That can be our target instead of trading above it. I'd sit on my chart for about 5 hours just to see my setup. If there's nothing, is napping time afterwards. Yeah, yeah. I mean, all you have to do is, I wouldn't, yeah, 5 hours is okay. 4 hours is enough. All you have to do is wait for one, you just have to trade the session, right? So I'll sit on the charts now. I came at 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12. Yeah, I'll sit for 3 hours only. I'll only sit for 3 hours. Yeah, as a pullback, I mean, let's say we pull down here, we get a few bearish candle closures, and then we start creating support here. If we create support, I can take price to fill these bearish candle closures and test the top of the range. Come on, man, don't spam the chat like that. Otherwise, I'll time you out. If you keep spamming the chat, I'll time you out. One hour close here. Let's see how this 1 hour will close. Not the best of closes here. One hour candle opened up here, no bottom wick, just pushing up heavy. I do expect this to make a bottom wick, but maybe we do what we were doing last week, if you remember, and we don't make bottom wicks. But most of these candles should have bottom wicks. I would expect to see one soon. Yeah, 30-minute close bearish here. I need price to close above this resistance before considering taking a trade. That would be the best. If you guys are enjoying the stream, or just enjoy me chatting, or want to ask any questions, please go ahead. And also leave a like. The goal, we're trying to get this stream to 100 viewers. And yeah, in order to do that, we need YouTube to help us push the stream out. We have a wick on FXCM. Yeah, let's have a look at FXCM. Yeah, there is a small wick on FXCM. Yeah, yeah. That is enough. It's making a bigger wick now. Yeah, always check your broker if there's a wick or not a wick. I was just looking purely at these charts. Yeah, gold kind of flagging out. Maybe there's an option to sell below this low here, but how big is the range? Yeah, 18 pips. You could potentially sell below this low, but just go quickly to break even. As soon as it taps into this support zone, just go break even or secure something, you know? So that's an option here on gold. If we start closing below. Because you don't always have to have the biggest range. You just need a range big enough to get you into profitability. "44 are watching, at least like to return the favor at minimum efforts." Appreciate you, man. Trying this on gold. Are you trying to send a link, man? If you're trying to send a link of Tradingview chart, just send the X code. So after where it says, like, basically if you're gonna copy the chart link, right? If you're actually gonna copy the chart link like this, don't send the whole link because YouTube blocks the whole link. what you want to do is you want to just delete the link here and just post this X code here like this, just this. If you post this, I can have a look at it. If you post the whole link, then I can't have a look at it. Actually, that's a good point. Oanda charts are cleaner, but they are market makers, so not entirely accurate. I would load up FXCM or Pepperstone. No, just look at whatever broker you're trading on. So if I'm trading on IC markets, I always look at my broker on MetaTrader and just use Oanda for analysis. The only reason I like Oanda, it doesn't show gaps. So when I'm marking zones, makes it very clean and easy to mark zones. That's why I like to use Oanda. But yeah, you should, if you're not using your own brokerage and still in that learning phase, it's good to cross-check it. That's why I always have this chart just below, and I always cross-check something. Like yesterday, when we had this gap, I cross-checked it with this chart here just to see the gap. T-Rex, are you sending a link? Because I can't see the link. Remember, just send that X code, not the whole link. Or type the X code out. Yeah, weird. I'm not getting in my chat. Look, if I pop up my chat here, look at this. Pop out chat. You see? This is the chat. Okay, now I got this one here. Let me try copy that. Let's have a look. Yeah, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. That's what I was saying in the beginning of the stream. That's what I was also populating at. So yeah, that I do agree with that. I like how you have that like close below, some sort of pullback to continue down. Your first target is this wick, and then you're probably looking to this support here. But you have to see if you get a rejection from this wick or not. Otherwise, yeah, I agree. It looks good. All good, man, all good. It's not essentially a pullback, it's more of a top wick. Like, you know, I just prefer to, instead of, because if you have to imagine how this is gonna close bearish, the next one is also gonna close bearish. You've had two heavy, you know, bearish moves. The last thing you want to do is take a sell and get caught in a pullback, have to hold drawdown, maybe that drawdown stops you out, and then you continue to move. So when we're normally in a range like this and we break out of the range, you don't expect a pullback here, right? You don't expect a pullback because we've already done some form of consolidation. But when we're just closing bearish candle, bearish candle, bearish candle, you can expect at any point price can pull back but still continue in your direction. So entering after that pullback eliminates that concern about a pullback. But if there's heavy volume in the markets, a pullback could just be a top wick. A top wick could just be enough. If you close below this support, and we have a candle closing like this, the next one opens, tops wick, and then you enter at the break of the low, that is also fine. We've got that kind of like retest, or we got that kind of showing that price doesn't, you know, it's tested it and now it's continuing down. You can see, like, you know, two heavy candles, we have some form of pullback here. Sometimes when we trend, you know. You don't always have to look for it, just depends on the time, you know. And sometimes it's just better to take the trade and hold through the pullback, because sometimes it doesn't pull back, sometimes it will. But preferably, I don't mind entering as soon as I just see a top wick being formed, price flips and breaks the low, I can enter. And then I can take the trade based on that. All good, man, all good. I'll be back in 1 second. Yeah, I'll have a look at that. Let's see your Euro USD, how you held through the pullback. Yeah. That's why I like to enter a break of highs. I can't draw in here, but see, if you entered at the break of this high, you would have not had to enter the trade just yet. And then you would have let this pull back. As soon as this candle created support, you would have got the same entry here. So yeah, you would have had the same entry and you didn't have to hold through this pullback. And you would only have to hold the bottom wick of this candle, the bottom wick of this candle. Those two candles would be your drawdown in this trade. And then you can target this. If nothing closed above this, you can look to manage your trade. But it seemed like it ended up closing above and you get the continuation. But that's just trying to make this trade a little bit better in terms of entry. The main thing is the idea played out, and that's all that matters. I like the stop loss positioning below the range. For me, that all makes sense, and I don't see anything really wrong with that. I struggle sometimes taking trades. I see an entry, but then setting TP too far left, I see resistance or consolidation and don't take the trade. How far back should I look? Only the most recent. And most of the time, you have to also trust the structure that led up to the trade. If your analysis is for price to move up, it's going to move up during the day if your analysis is correct. So if that's the case, you don't have to worry because you expect it to go up. The only reason we like to trade in these clean candle areas is so we can get a clean move. And, you know, we don't have to hold through all of the drawdown and stuff like that. So I would recommend no need to look way far back. Just look the most recent. Like, even we have consolidation here, but if I see support above here, that's not scaring me because I know, okay, if we're going to continue up, we have to continue to this place. So if my analysis is for price to continue up, means we have to continue to here. So I don't mind taking the trade to here and seeing what's happening, right? So don't only focus on the most recent, right? Don't be looking way back here, way back there. It's not relevant now. Your idea is to get into a profitable position. As soon as you take a trade that follows your analysis and goes in the direction that you anticipated, that is where you have a chance to make a decision, right? All good, man, all good. Looks like we're pulling back from the resistance, which is what you expect to happen at resistance. We've rejected this resistance twice and twice on the 1 hour, so I don't really like that the most. But you know, the deeper the pullback, the more range we have to trade back towards the upside. We just need to respect the 4-hour low. So this is where it starts to become tough, because if we break this 4-hour low and start trading below the 4-hour low, then kind of buys are thrown out the window. Any buys will come if we end up coming down, breaking this 4-hour low. You can't buy anywhere in here because that's going to be dangerous below the 4-hour low. Anything coming back above here will probably be better. So if we look at that on lower time frames and see if that makes sense. 4-hour low is here, so it makes sense to trade back above this range. Right? If we were to pull back like this, we would want to see a close like that above this range, potentially to continue up. But that's not even happened yet because price is right here. We could reject here. We could reject right here. We don't know. If we don't know, that's not how we trade. We don't trade off we don't know. We trade off what we see on the charts that makes sense and that follow our plan. We execute and take them. Very, very simple. $45 people in here, 19 likes. If we can get it to 25 likes, appreciate it. Hi, please change the theme from dark to light. Now, I don't mind doing that, but unfortunately, everyone likes, not unfortunately, but everyone likes the dark charts, right? Including me. That's why I use it for my own trading. There's only a few people who like white charts, so I'm gonna keep it dark. It is also the morning, and a lot of people are watching this in Europe, so it's probably like 7 a.m., 8 a.m., yeah, 7 something. So they're probably not wanting to look at bright charts in the morning. If I was to do a poll and said light charts versus dark charts, everyone would choose dark, I'm sure. I'm sure the poll would be like 90% 10. I see a double top. Why don't you take a short position? I like this question as a beginner trader. It's something that you normally do. And I'll show you why. If you go look at this daily candle here, previous daily is bullish, current daily is trending bullish after breaking the highs. If I was to tell you, are you going to sell after 2 daily candles? You're probably going to tell me, not a good idea, right? 4-hour candle is still bullish. Current one is rejecting, but this candle hasn't closed. So we don't know how it's going to close. If this candle closed bearish here, then I would have told you, yeah, your idea kind of makes sense, right? Your idea kind of makes sense. But at the moment, there's nothing on the charts telling us that pure downside makes sense. Only thing we've been doing since market open and since yesterday is create support, create support, create support. That doesn't mean we can't do that again and break this zone, right? So if that's all we've been doing, sells are still not lining up. Look, we haven't even broke our previous structure lows. All we've been doing is creating higher lows. So to sell right from here is probably not the best idea. And if you do get lucky and it works out, then that's bad profits. And I don't believe you'll be able to you won't be able to replicate that. Okay, thanks. I'm leaving because unable to understand. Bye. No problem, brother. Need to. All good, man. All good. Yeah, he says he can't understand the chart because it's daytime. I thought it'd be the opposite. I thought if it's daytime and you have a white chart, it will. It's funny. It's funny. Then people ask me why do so many people fail at trading? It's because so much variance in people's thought process and you see people want to see very specific things that make sense only to them and only to them. If it's not in their mind, doesn't make sense and doesn't fit to them, they don't do it. They don't have this ability to, you know, adapt to other styles, to, you know, learn what's best for them. It's kind of like an ego thing. They always want to do what's best for them, you know, and sometimes that's not always the best way, you know. And that's why a lot of people fail in these markets, is they're too concentrated on that. Do I take multiple entry in trades? Yes, sometimes I do take multiple entries in trades. Yeah, because if you look at the positions that I'm in and out of, they're kind of like on the 5 minute, the ones that I took on stream were on 5 minutes. You kind of take the trade. There's no way to add another position in that. You know, this price is not pulling back in drawdown to add a position, or we're not creating structure. It's kind of like one big push candle, and you want to be part of that, but there's no way to add a position in that. Unless I just take a double trade at my entry, but then that's the same entry, so I don't count that as multiple positions. Multiple positions I count as like multiple different entries. Because if I'm just taking, let's say, a buy on a close above here and I just press the buy button 3 times, yeah, that is multiple positions, but at the end of the day, it's not multiple different trades. It's just the same trade taken multiple times. Exactly, yeah. Sometimes I do that. If I push my lot size up, I'll just open like three of positions to equal my lot size. So let's say you use like a 8 lot. You can, if 8 lot, I'll probably do like a, just probably a 4-4 to be honest. You do like 4-4, that would be better. It helps with psychology. Especially, let's say if you were using a 4 lot before, but now you increase to an 8 lot. If you go 4-4 and just concentrate on the one position, it's like you're still trading a 4 lot, but there's another there's another 4 lot running, you know. So I think that's a lot better to do it like that. I personally like to do that. If I'm popping a lot size, I'll open uh, 2-3 positions, but with smaller lots to equal the main lot I'm using. What's the best time in the day to trade when working during the day? I live in the Western European. Depends, up to you, man. Whatever it fits your schedule. I mean, the time now that you're able to watch the live stream in like 30 minutes, that's a great time to trade. So if you can allocate yourself an hour a day to trade, you can definitely find space. It's whatever fits your schedule, you know, but I would recommend, if you have the time, to try be looking to take trades around market open time. So not market open, but session open time, sorry. like London Open, New York Open, pre-NY, all of these times probably are going to be the best for you. All good, all good. Do I ever use EMAs? No, I don't use EMAs because they're lagging indicators. They lag behind the candles. So yeah, I don't recommend using EMAs. I think soon when you get a bit better at trading, you'll realize that you don't need them. They're actually lagging. They don't really help you that much. Because we're looking to trade above, below, to and from zones, right? We're looking to trade to a zone, above a zone, or from a zone. So you don't need that. You don't need the EMA forming support. It's lagging. You can see price form support. Yeah, I also agree with T-Rex. It also depends on the pair. Like, trading gold will be best in New York because it's dollar heavy pair. GBP USD would be a pair you can trade both in New York and stuff like that. How about RSI? Do I use RSI? No, I don't use RSI because I just trade clean and easy price action. If I was to use RSI, I have to implement that in my strategy and I have to backtest with RSI. For me, I don't need it. I don't find any use in it, you know? It's not added any benefit to my trading. If the RSI is ticking up, price is probably closing bullish. If RSI is closing, you know, and this oversold and overbought is not true. There's no such thing as oversold and overbought, because if price is going to trend, maybe when it reaches the overbought place, you'll get a small pullback on 5-minute time frame, but it's still going to continue the trend, you know? I'm not the indicator, the candles are the indicators. You'll see, like, after time, you'll just train yourself not to rely on indicators to take a trade, you know? If it was that easy that we could rely on indicators, then, you know, every single trading bot would be profitable and we could all trade using trading bots. Because that's how most of the trading bots are actually made, on indicators. Did you already look at gold? Yeah, we had a look at gold. I can quickly summarize it for you. Basically, we're saying if we can close below here, there's a potential chance closing below here might give you a shot to test these lows here, but you have to go to break even pretty quick at this zone. You don't want to get caught in a fake out, so make sure it's a good close, some sort of top wick, and then continue down. But the easier sells are going to come below this low here, and yeah, that's basically gold. For counter trend buys, happened yesterday. Yesterday we were in a similar position here. I think it was this here, right? We're at this consolidation. We respected support. We went up. The best buys is probably breaking this high after you see price respect the support. So if you get the same here, close above, respect the support, you could try to counter trend buy based on the daily candle closing bullish here, right? And this 4 hour respecting the low, since the 4 hours respecting the low, you can try, you know, expect that to have some upside. But that's more of a counter trend trade. Man with the plan. For instance, Euro USD will be volatile in both London and both New York session, because it both has the Euro, which will be traded in European Open and London Open, and it has the dollar, which will be traded in New York Open. So that's a versatile pair that will be volatile. But a major pair like that, London is also still open when New York is open. So such a major pair is always going to be traded heavily. Yeah, so this 15-minute here closing in 15 seconds. Crap 15-minute closure. Crap. Nothing we can do with that. Not even closing bullish. I mean, it is closing bullish, but long rejection wick to the upside. 5-minute would have come up. 5-minute will create a resistance here like this. And that's probably what we're looking at, but probably in one candle, right? 5, 10, 15, 3 5-minute candles. Yeah, that's the resistance formed. So we're just kind of doing this very slowly. All good, brother. 30-minute also closed. Bearish closure. Can't take a buy off this bearish closure here. Yes, always consider market news when trading. Don't trade right before news and wait maybe 15 minutes after news. Unless your position is heavily in profits, only then can you think about trading keeping your position in news. Is that the link to the Tradingview chart, man? Man sending me some virus. I know what he's like. Scammer. Oh, damn. Oh. Can't complain, man. You can't complain. You don't go broke taking profits. But the one thing I will say is that whenever you are at the bottom of the range and expect price to reverse from the bottom of the range and have a good opportunity to go from the 4-hour support to another 4-hour resistance, there's no reason why you can't close half of your position and leave the rest to run, you know? But you don't go broke taking profits, and that's what you have to understand. So this is good because this is a positive. You came out with a positive, you know? Probably a lot of people would try sell this. I'm telling you, you'd be surprised. There'll be a lot of people here selling this. And Juliet, if you don't know where to get your market news, use Forex Factory. Red folders are a problem. Orange folders are a little bit of a problem. Yellow folders, don't really need to worry too much about them. But you should be checking this every morning, right? Like tomorrow's ADP. It's important for gold. Tomorrow. Friday's bank holiday, so no trading on Friday. GBP bank holiday, there'll be no trading on Friday. Yeah, Tradingview calendar also works. Why would anyone sell it if they want to end their career? Well, I've shown this once and I'll show it again. Look at this. Let's go see what most people are doing on AU, huh? Let's go see. AU. You know? Let's see. AUD USD. 71% of people are short, and their short price is from 0.6724, you know? 71% of people are short on AU. 11,000 positions are short, 4,000 positions are long. You know, there you go. You see? Most people don't know what they're doing. Alright, gold here. 10 minutes till this candle closes, so that's tough. That's super tough. Don't be getting any FOMO entry here. This is 30 minutes open, no top wick. 15-minute, no top wick. So don't be getting any FOMO entry here, right? Wait for closures and then take the trades. Grab market, grab market. Ugh. Yeah, there's not much happening, guys. I don't want to waste any more of your time. I think I'm probably going to wrap up the stream here. We'll pick it up from tomorrow. I'll answer this question first, though. What would you do if you had to start from zero? Oh, if I could start from zero, things would be a lot more quicker. If I could start from zero, I would just... First of all, I would stick to price action, stick to one strategy, back test that strategy, and practice. Get really good at understanding, keeping it simple, and then go straight ahead and start trading. That's exactly the way I would do it. That would have made things way easier if I did it like that. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave you off with it here. Appreciate you guys always showing up daily. It means a lot to me, you guys showing up and spending time. And I hope you guys... benefit from the streams. Is it possible for GJ to be a sell? I don't think so, man. I don't know where you're gonna sell into. But yeah, I mean, we'll pick it up from tomorrow. Hopefully we get some more action, but markets are gonna be like this. If I get any trades later, I'll be posting them in the group, so be sure to join the group. And if GJ starts moving like in the next 20 minutes or so, I'll be messaging the group and telling you of my potential setups or whatever I might be looking for. So keep an eye out for that. That being said, guys, appreciate you guys showing up. Take care as always, and I'll catch you on hopefully very, very soon. Peace.